A few years ago, I had this habit. Every time I found a good scene, I filled the frame like I was afraid of wasting space. Every cloud, every shadow, every color. I'd cram it all in. And my photos looked full, but they didn't feel alive. It took one quiet, windy afternoon to realize that what my photos were missing wasn't more detail. It was silence. Hey, I'm Mosh and I'm a landscape photographer just like you. Today I want to talk about something that completely changed the way I shoot: minimalist composition and the power of negative space. This isn't about stripping things away just to be trendy. It's about learning when to stop adding. I'll tell you the story of the moment I discovered this by accident, and how it taught me that sometimes less really does say more. Back then, I was obsessed with filling the frame. I'd find a stunning mountain, then try to squeeze in the river, the clouds, the tree line, and maybe a reflection for good measure. It's like trying to tell your whole life story in one breath. For example, imagine a songwriter who never leaves a pause between lyrics, just wall to wall sound. Eventually, it's noise. That was my photography. Technically impressive, emotionally exhausting. And deep down, I knew it. One morning, I was at a beach I'd shot dozens of times. The light was perfect. Everything looked great. And yet, nothing stood out. My camera roll looked like a buffet plate. Colorful, heavy, no focus. The problem wasn't the scene. It was me. I was afraid of emptiness. Afraid that if I left too much sky or sand or space, people would think I'd missed something. But in trying to show everything, I'd ended up showing nothing. Then it happened. The wind picked up, the sky turned flat gray, and everyone around me packed up their gear. I almost did too, until I noticed this tiny black rock sitting alone in the wet sand, with waves gently sliding around it. No color, no sunset, no drama, just this little moment of stillness. I crouched down, framed it simply. Rock, horizon, space. Click. It felt wrong and right at the same time, like whispering in a crowded room. Later, when I saw it on screen, I couldn't stop staring. For the first time, my photo breathed. That's when I realized negative space isn't empty. It's oxygen. Think of negative space like a pause in a song. It's what makes the notes mean something. In photography, that open space gives the viewer's eyes somewhere to rest, and that rest creates emotion. Minimalism isn't about having less in the frame. It's about giving more attention to what matters. The blank sky above a tree isn't wasted. It's context. It tells you how small that tree really is. The vast sand around a single footprint isn't boring. It's story. It makes you feel the distance and the loneliness. When you stop being afraid of space, you start composing with intention instead of fear. Here's what I do now whenever I'm shooting. First, I find the subject. Then, I step back. If the subject still reads clearly when it's surrounded by emptiness, I know it's strong. Second, I use the rule of one idea per photo. Just like a good sentence, every image should make one point. And third, I let the scene breathe. Before pressing the shutter, I literally take a deep breath. If the frame feels cluttered, I remove something. And if you struggle with minimalism, here's a trick. Compose the photo, then delete one element. It's amazing how often the picture gets stronger. That day on the beach taught me something bigger than photography. We live in a world addicted to more. More detail, more content, more noise. But meaning lives in the space between things. In photos, that's negative space. In life, it's silence, rest, reflection. The moment I stopped feeling every inch of the frame, my work, and honestly, my head felt lighter. So here's my challenge for you. On your next shoot, find one subject. Compose it simply. Then, step back and leave room for the light, the air, and the silence. You might discover that the most powerful part of your photo is the part you didn't feel.